Over the past 75 years, Family and Children's Service has held to one core belief, that people are made stronger through connection. We believe that families of all types, shapes, and sizes have the capacity to heal, no matter what challenges they've faced. 75 years ago, when our nation suffered a sudden trauma and was pulled into war, Nashvillians like Mary Jane Worthen and Grace Gardner partnered with the United Givers Fund to build Nashville's modern social service infrastructure. These leaders formed the Children's Bureau to care for children orphaned by World War II, and the Family Service Center to help families struggling to adjust after the war. Quickly, the Children's Bureau and the Family Service Center merged to become Family and Children's Service. And ever since, Family and Children's Service has remained a foundational resource for Nashville and Middle Tennessee. When wars pulled fathers across oceans and sent mothers to work, we provided counseling and short-term foster care to help families stay together. When Nashville struggled with racial justice concerns, we led the way with a diverse staff serving diverse clients. Family and Children's Service has been an integrated agency serving Nashville since 1954. Moreover, we've been a teaching and learning organization since before we even knew what those terms meant. Since the 1950s, we've had an active intern program partnering with the region's colleges and universities. Family and Children's Service partnered with the University of Tennessee to create Nashville's and Tennessee's social work training system. When laws and policies have fallen short, we've spoken up and fought for legislation around mental health services, foster care, adoption, and health care that put families first, including the Mental Health Act of 1964, the Multi-Ethnic Placement Act of 1994, and the Adoption and Safe Families Act of 1997. As Nashville's needs grew and became more complex, Family and Children's Service has grown to meet those needs. We've opened satellite offices, co-located staff with partner agencies, and designed new programs. And we've partnered with more than 50 other agencies around adoption, foster and kinship care, case management, education, crisis supports, information and referral services, poverty reduction, mental health counseling, and healthcare access. We've been there to help all of Nashville heal and grow for 75 years, and the results speak for themselves.
I was introduced to Family and Children's through counseling when my father completed a suicide in the 80s, I guess, so a little over 30 years ago. And the opportunity to have a counseling session at such a critical time in my life made it possible for me to really move forward with my life, and it made such a difference for me that I'm excited that Family and Children's is available to make that difference for others.
I was really confused because my dad was beating me and my mom, but yet he's always supposed to be a person that I'm supposed to look up to, so I didn't really know how to react. So I just needed someone to talk to and to listen to me. Just coming over and over allowed me to feel safe and just realize that there were people willing to listen to me and that I wasn't alone. But now I feel comfortable sharing my story, and it's brought me closer with my mom, and so we can help other people that are going through the same thing.
I discovered the agency exists some 30 years ago at a very low point in my life when I was clinically depressed and dealing with a lot of family issues. And at that time I reached out to that agency and sought family counseling for myself, my son, and my husband at the time. And they made a remarkable difference in our lives, bringing us in and creating a safe place for us to begin the process of healing from the trauma that was going on at that time.
Family and Children's Services to me means my physical and mental well-being. If it wasn't for my therapy and counseling and seeing them on a weekly basis for the last few years, I don't even want to begin to think of where I would have wound up. Through their counseling and, well, their friendship there. I mean, they were instrumental in getting me back into doing my drawings.
When he was 18 months old, I got a call to pick him up from a stranger. He has lived with me ever since. We were isolated. It's an overwhelming thing to get a call in the middle of the night or get a call in the middle of the day and say, I need you to take these children.
So just being in an environment where there are kids that kind of share the same similarities as me, that kind of made me feel as if I had more in common.
He's the person that I wanted him to be.
Well, when I was born, I was put up for adoption, and my parents adopted me at a month old with my twin sister through Family and Children's Service, and they must be doing something right to be in business still for 75 years, I think.
We've been there to help, to answer the phone in times of crisis, to support those who've experienced a suicide, to find adoptive families for children, to support women exiting domestic violence, to help adults and children access health care and other supports. No matter who you are, how much money you make, or what language you speak, Family and Children's Service has been there for you.
Right now, Family and Children's is helping someone somewhere. 24/7, 365, Family and Children's is there for our community.
It's not just the staff down there and the counselors, like it's the receptionist and the rest of the people that work down there. I can't say enough good about them.
The difference that Family and Children Services made in my life is the difference between night and day.
They do what's best for the child to get them adopted and putting them with a forever home, with a family to love them, and they can love the family as well.
Over the past 75 years, Family and Children's Service has done some amazing work, and we've celebrated this work along the way. Now we celebrate 75 years and look to the future. We still believe what we've always believed, that there is strength in connection. Family and Children's Service has grown stronger by our connections, and those connections have made Nashville stronger as well. As our times change, Family and Children's Service will continue to change too. So join us as we celebrate 75 years and as we prepare for 75 more. We will end this diamond anniversary moving into a new home. We will have a new look, but Family and Children's Service will remain true to and appreciative of its history and its enduring mission to build connections that individuals, children, families, and all of Nashville can grow stronger. Happy birthday to Family and Children's Service.